had a quick question related, I guess, a bit to the Madoff scandal and about investments. What is the role of investments for financial investments for foundations? But more generally, how does sustainability of a foundation, how does that play into the Elie Wiesel Foundation?
I think specifically for the Wiesel Foundation or a variety of others, I almost feel like I'd like the need for foundations and NGOs to be wiped off the face of the earth. If there were equality, fairness, access to resources, health, there might be less need. So in terms of the role toward perpetuity, perpetuation, I think foundations and good-hearted people should exist and keep struggling until the problems, the wrongs we're trying to right, go away. And nothing gives me more pleasure than to see a foundation solve a problem, close its doors and move on to do other good work, or have the individuals move on to do other good work. What do you think?
Right. I mean, the reason why I was asking was because a previous guest had told us that she has a time limit to her organization and that it is going to last for 20 years and that they'll close the doors after that and pass on the work of that organization, which is to promote schools in Guatemala to the local people and that kind of thing. And I guess I was just curious. I see a lot of foundations which are focused on sustainability for perpetuity, and I was trying to think through that.
All right, so I'm actually really curious to hear what you think. But my feeling is it needs to be focused. A foundation should be focused on what we're trying to achieve. If it's eradication of smallpox and we're able to eliminate that disease and then close the doors, so be it. If it's righting social wrongs. But to me, there's a difference between private foundations, individual donors, groups of donors, and public charities. I think that an individual, after paying taxes and whatever is required, you should be able to spend the resources in a responsible way. But if it's your money, you can choose whether you'd like 20 years, 1 year, or try to set something up in perpetuity. That's your right. To me, I'd be less, my suggestion, or what I constantly question myself is, I don't care about the money, the foundation. Are we solving the problem? Do we have the right stakeholders at the table? And what did you? What was your reaction when you heard that from someone else? 20 years? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my first instinct was similar. That I guess the time limit wasn't what was interesting to me, but whether the goal would be achieved. And I guess I was curious also if maybe the goal isn't achieved through the methods of the foundation or the charitable work. Maybe there's another method that should be approached. And
I think you're right. I mean, to me, one of the questions is, if the model of a foundation is a donor or group of donors dispersing resources, right, that's a model. If the model of a foundation is doing good and achieving measurable outcomes, sometimes that's a different model. I'm much more a fan of trying to measure what we're trying to achieve to make sure we have an inclusive feedback loop so that it's not a question of a donor deciding what's best for this poor person or this person in need. I'd rather people tell me what they need or tell us what they need, and then we can team up to try to solve it.